Rebels shoot at fighter jets in the suburbs of Damascus, but will bigger powers soon be trying to control these skies? The Syrian government has promised a ceasefire in the northeast of the city so that weapons inspectors can visit the scene on Monday to establish whether chemical weapons were used. But US officials describe the offer as too late to be credible and are discussing the possibility of military intervention.
President Obama has asked the Defense Department to prepare options for all contingencies. We have done that.
And David Cameron and President Obama, seen here meeting in June, have been discussing just that in a phone conversation, after which Downing Street confirmed they reiterated that significant use of chemical weapons would merit a serious response from the international community, and both have tasked officials to examine all the options. Some feel that if these chemical attacks can be pinned on Assad, then all members of the Security Council may be persuaded to back joint action against the regime. But Russia is already warning against a tragic mistake of jumping to conclusions.
Since the 1990s, the US have had all sorts of problems getting any resolutions through the UN because of Russian intransigence. That's what begins their move away from the UN towards NATO, and it's with NATO, I think, that a solution to this problem will be found ultimately.
Weapons inspectors haven't been taken to the scene, but some journalists have been given the government's point of view, taken to caves where rebels reportedly stashed chemical weapons and gas masks, and to hospitals where government soldiers claim to be victims of rebel toxic attacks.
We were in
the Jobar district and trying to enter a rebel military hideout. Then we heard a blast, a small one, and then I smelt something strange that I could barely endure. Then my vision became blurry. It was difficult to breathe, and I began suffering from a headache.
But today, President Francois Hollande said a body of evidence showed that Syria was responsible for gassing its own people, and humanitarian doctors add weight that it was a devastating attack.
All the information that we have been collecting over the last 3 days from doctors we've been working with for the last 6 months points to a large-scale exposure of the civilian population in eastern and western Damascus to a neurotoxic agent.
UN negotiator Angela Kane, seen here with the Syrian foreign minister, may now be able to deploy her inspectors, but the major powers are already preempting any findings. Iran has warned that US intervention is their red line, leading to severe consequences. And a Syrian spokesman said it would create a ball of fire that would inflame the Middle East. Jason Farrell, Sky News.